Have you ever wondered how people like Elon Musk, Oprah Winfrey, and Richard Branson reached the pinnacle of their success? I'm going to reveal the top 10 goal setting techniques that have propelled these high achievers to the top. Stick around if you're ready to unlock and understand the true potential of goal setting. And you can even see how these techniques and strategies can apply to your own life and achieving your goals.
Goal Mastery, where we turn goals into reality one step at a time. Ready, set, achieve.
Let's start with technique number one, break it down. Most people they set ambitious goals and they try to their best to achieve that one big goal. But it's always better to divide your big goals into smaller, manageable tasks. Let's look at Elon Musk's SpaceX, for example. When he started SpaceX, he started with a vision to colonize Mars, the big goal. But he began by first beta testing and launching smaller rockets first, before eventually getting to the Falcon Heavy, which is, if memory serves me correct, the rocket that's going to take him to Mars. So just like Elon Musk, try breaking down your goals into smaller tasks and tackle them one at a time. Eventually, those smaller tasks compound into the bigger vision. Technique number two, set deadlines. We all make the mistake of not setting deadlines. We have these ambitious goals, but we don't have clear deadlines. Successful people know the power that comes with setting deadlines. If we look at Oprah Winfrey, for example, every interview that I listen to from her, she always talks about how she sets clear time frames for her projects. And one of the common examples she gave was the launch of the Oprah Winfrey Network. She knew when she wanted to start it and she had a strict deadline for it. So to stay focused and aligned to your goals, always have deadlines for your goals to hold yourself accountable and make sure you achieve them. Technique number three, prioritize. Oh man, learn how to prioritize. I'm one of those people who sets goals, right? And then I become so distracted by everything else in this world. Now, this technique of prioritize is so important because it can be the differentiating factor between reaching your goals and not achieving your goals. So technique number three, prioritize. Let's look at Richard Branson, for example. Richard Branson always speaks about the importance of prioritizing. He's got multiple ventures under the Virgin Group, Virgin Active, Virgin Atlantic, Virgin Airlines, Virgin what. And he's got so many of these ventures. And he says, I remember one of the interviews, he spoke about the biggest determiner of his success was his ability to prioritize, his ability to focus on the most important tasks first. So the lesson here that I got is always rank your goals by importance and work on the most critical ones first. Remember that when you set these big ambitious goals and you start breaking them down into smaller chunks, life is always going to throw curveballs at you to try and distract you. And it's going to take your attention away from what you need to do. So when setting your goals, always learn how to prioritize. Technique number four, visualize your success. You've heard this before. Come up with dream boards, come up with the vision boards, see it in your head first before you can actualize it. Top achievers always visualize their goals as if they've already accomplished. One of my favorite examples is Michael Phelps. Michael Phelps talks about how he always used to imagine himself winning the races before they even began. He would speak about the feeling he would get when he crosses the finish line. He would speak about visualizing the smell of the pool, the adrenaline of the race. He would visualize every aspect of that race, including the end. And because of this, he was able to win 23 gold medals in Olympic medals in swimming. Like with that example, how can you disregard how powerful visualization is? So the lesson that I got from Michael Phelps is always practice your visualizations daily to bring your goals to life. But also, it's important to not just visualize it, lay in bed, visualize it, and think you're going to achieve it. We still have to put in the work. We still have to put in the action. But with the action and the work comes failure. So technique number 5, learn how to embrace failure. I look at some of the billionaires like Grant Cardone. I look at some of the billionaires like, what's his name, Elon Musk. I look at successful people like J.K. Rowling. They all understand that failure is part of the journey, and they always preach failure is part of the journey. If we zoom in on J.K. Rowling, and you've probably heard this example so many times, after multiple rejections, right, she still persevered and published Harry Potter. Harry Potter then became one of the best-selling movies of all time, including the book. The entire series just blew up. So understanding that failures are part of the journey and learning to persevere through them. When setbacks occur, learn how to keep learning from them and keep moving forward. Don't let failure hold you back. If you learn to embrace failure and continue persevering through it and understanding that it's part of your journey, it is without reasonable doubt that you will eventually achieve your goal. So let's go into technique number 6, one of the most important ones. Track your progress. One of my mentors always used to say, what gets measured gets done. Right. A common example that I'd like to use for this is Bill Gates. Bill Gates always spoke about how he meticulously tracks his progress to make sure that he stays on track with his goals. In his interviews, a common theme that I used to pick up was how he speaks about setting aside time to do some yearly reviews so that he can regularly review his progress and adjust his approach. A big mistake that I have made, and I've seen it in some people's goal setting processes as well, is we set these goals, we break them down into smaller chunks, but we don't have a way to measure our success. And when things get tough, when it feels like things are not moving forward, we always say, I don't feel like I'm reaching my goal. I feel like I'm losing. And it's like, what metrics are you using to determine whether or not you're moving towards or away from your goal, right? How do you know that you're losing? How do you know that you're not moving forward? So the technique here and the lesson here is learn how to track your goals. Technique number 6, track your goals, track your progress. Find a way to track your goals. For me, when I set goals, I'll give you, for example, I've started this new challenge to do push-ups every single day. And so I've started a log to log how many push-ups am I actually doing. I started off by doing just 5 push-ups a day, and I tracked those 5 push-ups. Now I'm doing like 30 push-ups. If I wasn't tracking what I was doing, I would think that, maybe I'm not making progress. Maybe, Matt, you are doing less than what you could potentially be doing. So it's so important to understand that tracking your goals is one of the keys to achieving them. Now, technique number 7, one of my favorite and possibly my weakest point, is surround yourself with support. My favorite example for this is Serena Williams. So top achievers like Serena Williams always have a support network. When you speak to Serena Williams and you hear her speaking about her success, some of the things that she always talks about is how her support network included her coach, it included her sister. And those are part of the reasons why she was able to push through those intense practices, push through even on those days when she didn't feel like it. So the lesson that I'm getting from Serena Williams in achieving your goal is find mentors and coaches or friends who share your aspirations and can help you stay accountable. The key there is not to just find a support system. It's not just about finding somebody that you can bounce ideas for. It is people that share your aspirations, people that share your vision, people that can understand what it's going to take for you to reach your goal so that they can support you. Many times we surround ourselves with people that, and this is going to sound condescending, have smaller minds than us, and we think they're going to offer us our support system. And even when we're not doing our best, all they do is say, but you're trying. No, you need to surround yourself with people that will hold you accountable and people that are willing to give you the hard truth. Like, for example, I've got a friend that holds me accountable. Like, my standards are here and his standards are just through the roof. And every time I go to him for a pity party, thinking he's going to give me that, pity party support. He's like, no, Matt, you can do better. I want you to do better. Yes, it's tough right now, but you can do better. Let's do better. I'm here. I will guide you. I will hold your hand. That's an example of, a support system of somebody that is very supportive, somebody that can hold you accountable to your goals and your aspirations. It always needs to be somebody that's at a high level than you and not somebody that's at a low level than you. Because if your support system is at a lower level than you, the level of support that they're going to be offering you, weird enough, is going to bring you down. So find a support system, and ideally somebody that is at a goal or at a level, a standard that is slightly higher than that which you've set for yourself. Technique number 8, be flexible. One of the things that comes with goal setting is the need to be flexible. You will notice that when you set goals, things don't always go according to plan. And you need to be able to be flexible enough to adjust your goals as necessary. My favorite example from this one is Jeff Bezos. When I look at Jeff Bezos' history and I watch his interviews, I notice how he's always embracing adaptability. One of the common and most favorite examples of his where he talks about or where he shows how he embraces adaptability is the way in which he pivoted Amazon from an online bookstore to what is now a global retail giant, right? If Jeff Bezos decided to keep Amazon as an online bookstore, it wouldn't have been as big as it is right now. So the idea of adaptability is the idea that you need to be open to change, you need to embrace change, and you need to be able to adjust your goals. As your goals evolve, you need to evolve with them, all right? As you miss your goals, you need to learn how to adapt to get yourself back on track. So the lesson here is approach your goals like Jeff Bezos. Sometimes we set goals and we realize how small they are. Don't stick to that small goal. Push the goalpost further and adapt, right? Be adaptable in your approach to achieving your goal. Technique number 9, one of my favorite, stay committed. I've heard Grant Cardone speak about it. I've heard Elon Musk speak about it. I've heard Steve Jobs speak about it. I've heard Oprah speak about this one. Stay commitment. I've even heard Alex Hormozi speak about this one. They say the key differentiator between your top achievers, which are the 1% that achieve their goals, and the people that don't achieve their goals, is consistency and commitment to the goal. Most people set goals for the convenience of it, but they're not committed to it. If you want to achieve your goal, you need to be committed. You need to be persistent, because persistence is the key for high achievers like Dwayne Johnson. It is the key for high achievers like Oprah Winfrey, Grant Cardone, Alex Hormozi. You need to be persistent, right? And you need to be committed to your goal. Let's look at Dwayne Johnson, for example. He's now one of Hollywood's highest paid actors. When he started off, he had a lot of setbacks, he had a lot of rejections, but despite all these initial setbacks in Hollywood, he remained dedicated to his acting career, right? And now, look at him, highest paid actor, one of the highest paid actors and one of the most sought out actors in Hollywood. So the lesson that I get from Dwayne Johnson is be persistent, stay committed to your goals, stay focused on your goals, even when your progress is slow. Technique number 10, reward yourself. Celebrate your small achievements, no matter how small. The great thing that comes with rewarding yourselves, and this is something that psychology teaches, is that rewarding yourself reinforces positive behavior and keeps you motivated to continue striving for success. The crazy thing about goal setting is that it gets hard. You miss your goals. You often don't hit your targets. And it can be very frustrating and demotivating. Tracking your progress, looking at how well you're doing, it can get frustrating and demotivating, right? So you need to find those small things, those small wins to celebrate to keep you going. Let's look at another example, that is Arianna Huffington. Arianna Huffington reached major milestones with the Huffington Post because she would take a moment to celebrate her team's hard work. She always spoke about from the interviews, and this is what I got from them, is she spoke about how she celebrated her team's hard work, right? And because of that, she was motivated to do better, and they were motivated to do better. And look at the Huffington Post now, another major publication company. So the lesson that I'm getting from Arianna Huffington is set up a reward system for yourself as you achieve your goals. Now, don't just dream about your goals. Don't just visualize them. Don't just have systems in place. Like, don't just dream about success. Set time aside, have strategies in place to achieve the goals, put in the work, stay committed, right? These are strategies that have all helped some of the most successful people reach the goals, and it can do the same for you.